Hello. All right, quick update in between sessions. I want to share with you how I teach clients inner conversations and emotional guidance. I just met with a client and she is just better trying to understand the technique of inner conversations. And, what I find is the most important part of teaching the inner conversation technique is really encouraging a client to bring their awareness within and realize that inner conversations are always happening. Even if the inner conversation is my person is out there, what's going to happen? There's a lot of worry about the future. There's a lot of fear on the future. In this case, there's a third party involved. There's a lot of fear around obstacles and how it's going to happen. There's so much awareness in the external 3D world, right? And I find with clients that are newer to this technique, the first step is to teach them to bring their awareness within, because if their awareness is outside of themselves, focused on the 3D, which is essentially the past and old assumptions and old manifestations, they're going to constantly be in a state of suffering, right? Because this is where we bring in emotional guidance, right? Inner conversations and emotional guidance, they come hand in hand because we know the subconscious speaks in pictures and images and emotion, right? Images and emotion, which I find inner conversations paint that picture with the subconscious. I find more in depth than perhaps just affirmations, because yes, you go within into the body, which really is the subconscious. Your inner world is the real world. You become aware of your thoughts and your inner conversations, which usually are, right? What's going on out there? Where are they? Why aren't they texting me back? What are they doing with the third party? When are we going to get back together? And where I try to bring their awareness is first to those thoughts. We write down those thoughts. And then into, how do those thoughts feel? How does it feel when you think thoughts like, they're out there, they're with somebody else, what I want can't happen, what I want isn't happening? When you and when your client is constantly putting their awareness out there, they're going to keep recreating, right? That state of uncertainty, that state of doubt, right? Because it's states that create circumstances. Right? Circumstances don't matter. And I heard this recently from another teacher. I love this. I'll give credit, it's Bashar. So I love this one. So circumstances don't matter. Matter being, right, energy condensed, forms condensed into physical matter stuff. Circumstances don't matter. They don't create, but states create. States create, circumstances don't. Circumstances don't matter. Okay. But states do create, states do matter. So I bring them back within to the state, and that state of uncertainty comes with thoughts like, where are they? What's going on? And usually they're not even having an inner conversation with their person. So the person's just out there. They're void. They're not alive within them. So I bring the client back within to have an inner conversation with their person that brings them back into a state of reassurance, into a state of love, which is the state of their desire, which is their true reality, right? Remember, we're just helping clients lovingly find awareness on the bridge, bring their awareness back within, which awareness is God, right? Bring their awareness back within to the desired reality, no matter what's happening out there, learning to lovingly, not necessarily, I don't like the term ignore your circumstances, but see your circumstances for what they are. They're just old states that created. That's it. If you don't want to recreate it, then you revise. If you do want to recreate it, then, enjoy it, bliss out in it, right? But we bring them within, we have them go into the awareness of their person telling them, hey, I love you, I'm here with you, I'm not out there. We ask the client, all right, how does that thought feel? Well, that thought feels way better. That thought feels like reassurance. That thought feels like bliss. That thought feels good. Remind your client, okay, if that thought feels good, then that is what's true. Trust your emotions. Don't trust me. Don't trust any other coaches. Don't trust Neville. Trust your emotions. Go back to that knowing. I was reading a lot last night, just with truths. You don't even need beliefs. There's just that uncovering of knowing. I was telling my client today, because I see clients get caught up in this idea because, that masculine brain takes over again and we think we're building this desire and we're creating it. And, I really do. I manifest more through the feminine. I think we do need to build up the masculine mind, which is learning to take direction, clarify the desire, find the thoughts and inner conversations that align with that desire. But then it's really about opening the heart and the body and the womb and everything and allowing the feminine to feel, allowing the feminine to say, okay, let me trust my emotions and what feels good is what's true. And if it doesn't feel good, that's okay. I can feel it, but I'm going to remind myself that feeling state is just letting me know the thoughts I'm thinking are not in alignment. So let me change my thoughts. I will have more courses on this. I'll be sharing links below. But essentially, as our clients learn to trust their emotions and emotional guidance, and they learn to go within and have the conversations they want to be having with their inner SP, they find themselves consistently in states of confidence, of reassurance, of feeling good. And then those states create. And old circumstances do not matter anymore. And they're no longer attached to 3D. They're no longer attached to their past, chained to their past. And, this is another topic of revision that we could go into. But just for right now, the basics are bring your client within. Have them become aware of the thoughts they're thinking, the inner conversations they're having or not having. Have them notice when they're thinking a thought, how does it feel? And if it doesn't feel good, the emotion's actually just telling them the quality of that thought, if that's a thought form that aligns with the desired reality or not. Especially if they're worried about the 3D, remind them circumstances don't matter in the way that circumstances don't create states do. So every time we come back to a state of confidence, of clarity, of reassurance, that is creating far more than any action. That's creating far more than any, even just like repetition, I would say, of affirmations, if that's from a state of lack. Like we're just trying to get into this state of peace, of joy, love, joy, love, all that. Because that's what truly creates, that is tapping into the subconscious. That's what's really creating all of this. So we do need to honor the feminine way of doing this as well as the masculine and bring them together. But that doesn't mean avoiding 3Ps or avoiding or ignoring. We don't have to ignore anything. The feminine embraces everything. The feminine says light, good, dark, bad, ugly, beautiful. It's all feminine. It's all part of this range. And there's no good or bad. There's no morality. It's just, what is your desire? And the only way to miss the mark is to be focused on the opposite of your desire without lovingly, right, acknowledging your emotions, which are telling you the opposite of this doesn't feel good. So let's realign, let's revise the opposite, these circumstances into my desired reality. Let's go back within into my kingdom of heaven and feel the wish fulfilled by having these inner conversations that stick to the wish fulfilled. And let me learn to revel there and bask in there and bring everyone in my inner world to support me in that desire, because we do need others to manifest our reality, for they are us pushed out. But let me bring them in to reassure me that I have what I desire. Let me bring forth the best in others that desire what I desire, are in harmony with what I desire, especially 3Ps. Talk to the 3D, talk to the 3D, embrace it all, talk to it all, go within, and lovingly allow the desire to come through you, because we are not out there creating it as much as we're allowing the reality to come through us, through our heart, through our body. And, the bridge up until then is just revising every time your awareness goes out there, plain and simple. So bring your client within, help them align with their emotions and what the emotions actually mean. Bring them into inner conversations, guide them to trust themselves over anything in the end. And of course, always hear them having success, see them as whole and well and in completion, because they are you pushed out. Anytime that's helpful, I'll have more resources on this soon. Stay tuned.